respected elders, my brothers and my friends. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here in the masjid. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this gathering, this sitting means of our forgiveness. Inshallah, this majlis will be followed by majlis of Durood Sharif and Dhikr. Month of Rabi al-Awwal is the month which reminds us of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our mashayikh, our ulama, they say that the Durood Sharif, sending salutation of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, should always, every time, every day, day and night, one should abundantly send salutation of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Rabi al-Awwal comes, then we should increase the amount of our salutation. The verses which I have just recited before you, these verses are describing the qualities of those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are righteous people, who act righteously, who are very pious, who are very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the previous our sittings, we've covered 6 qualities of God-fearing people. And inshallah, in today's gathering, we will cover the last 3 qualities of these God-fearing people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ. Their 7th quality is that they establish the prayer. When we look at the Quran, we will find wherever Allah is commanding the believers to offer the prayers, to make the prayers, to perform the prayers, Allah is using the word aqamu. وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ or وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. They established the prayer or you establish the prayer. What does it mean? Why Allah has not used the word perform the prayer, offer the prayer? Rather, Allah is saying establish the prayer. The meaning of iqama in Arabic is to set something straight, to straighten something. What does it mean setting the salah, the prayer straight? It means one should offer the prayer according to its conditions, its adab, etiquettes, its mustahabbats, according to how Prophet ﷺ read the prayer. Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Our Prophet ﷺ said, you offer the prayer as you have seen me offering the prayer, meaning he addressed the companions, his Sahaba Kiram, and he said, you should offer the prayer as you have seen me offering the prayer. And the Sahaba Kiram, they conveyed the prayer, the namaz of Prophet ﷺ to the Ummah. And today, the prayer, the salah which we offer, whether it is according to Imam Abu Hanifa, or Imam Shafi, or Imam Malik, or Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, all the methods of the prayer have been conveyed to the Ummah by the Sahaba Kiram radiyallahu ta'ala ajma'in. So Allah is saying they establish the prayer, meaning they offer the prayer according to its condition and adabs. So one should always, when he is praying, he should observe all the etiquettes and the sunnahs of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam of namaz. And if one doesn't know these sunnahs, then he should learn from the ulamas, or he should buy those books which have been written by the ulamas regarding namaz, this prayer, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, فَصَلُوا عَلَى ذِكْرٍ كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. One should not hesitate with regards to learning, acquiring knowledge, because when a person shies, there's a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, 2 type of persons never learn the knowledge. two type of people, they can't learn the knowledge. Allah, keeps them deprived from the knowledge of religion or whichever religion knowledge you can talk. The secular knowledge or religious knowledge. If one person possesses two qualities, because of these two qualities, he will remain deprived, illiterate. They are to hesitate, to shy, thinking, well, I'm 40 years old now, I'm 45 years old now, I'm nearly 50 now. If I ask the Maulana Sahib, then, what he will think about me, that I don't know this masala. So but Prophet ﷺ is saying, the one who shies, he never learns anything. And the second person, who is arrogant, who has the pride, why should I ask? This is why. This why came from the shaitan. Why should I bow before Adam? So these two things, keeps the person illiterate and he doesn't learn anything. So we should get rid of these two things if we have. We shouldn't hesitate. And there are so many ulama ikram around us. We should approach them and we should ask them the masalas. And also buy the books which have been written by the authentic ulama ikram with regards to namaz, all the religious matters. We should read them. And while we're reading the books, if we don't understand any masala or anything, we should approach the imam and the ulama ikram and ask them, what does it mean? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing their seventh quality by saying, aqamu salah, they establish the prayer. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيَّةً. They spend the wealth in the way of Allah, which we have given them. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only here, in many other verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, you spend in the path of Allah the wealth which we have given you. Which we have given to you, you spend it. What does it mean? Whatever we possess, it is a blessing of Allah, it is a ni'mat of Allah, it has been given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether it be wealth or any other blessing, everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing is ours. When somebody dies and we read Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, what does it mean? Inna lillahi, we belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are milk, we are the ownership of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is our owner. And we belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing is ours. Everything is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Hazrat Muaz bin Jabal radiallahu ta'ala anhu's son passed away while he was in Yemen, and he wrote a letter to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam informing him of the death of his son. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam wrote a letter of condolence to him. In the letter, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained and wrote to him that everything, our wealth, our children, our wives, our money, everything that we have, our properties, it all belongs to Allah, and it is all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the authority. Whenever He wants, He wills, He can take it away from us. Nobody can stop Him. So everything is Allah's. Allah has given us. If we look at our own bodies, it is everything that we have. It is Allah's. It is not ours. So for this very reason, when a person dies, the deceased nails cannot be clipped. If for instance somebody died in a state that his nails were very big, you can't clip his nails. If his mustaches were very big, and because he was in hospital and didn't get a chance to shave them, and he died, you can't touch them. Why? Because the whole body, it belonged to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was an amanat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah has taken the soul now. Now this body is Allah's. Now we sitting, we belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything that we have, it is Allah's. So Allah is saying, the God-fearing, they spend the wealth which we have given them. And look at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah made the zakat farz upon this ummah. He has prescribed the zakat. And how much? From just 2.5%. Not even much. Only who will not give zakat? Only a person who is very greedy. A person who has a greed in his heart, he will not give zakat. he will withhold his wealth and he will not give it to the poor. He will not spend it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is saying, وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُم. They spend the wealth which we have given to them. So it means everything belongs to Allah. Allah is the owner. He has given us the wealth. Nobody can turn around and say, no, this is, I have earned the wealth through my own skills. If Allah had not given you the brain, how would you have earned the wealth? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you everything, and Allah is in the wealth which you have, we have given you this. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in sirru wa alaniyya. The God-fearing, when they spend the wealth, either they spend it openly or secretly. Now here we learn the method of giving the money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, giving in the charity. We have two methods. One is we can give openly, one is we can give secretly. Both methods are permissible. But in another verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, in tubtu sadaqati fa ni'mahi. Allah is saying, if you make the arms open, if you give in the charity openly, fa ni'mahi, meaning, it is good enough. You can give it openly. No, there is no restriction. You can give openly. But Allah is saying, وَإِن تُخْفُوهَا وَتُؤْتُوهَا الْفُقَرَاءَ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. Allah is saying, if you give it secretly to the poor, it is far better for you. Why? Because when a person gives something secretly, it is far from the possibility of riyah. The riyah, the show off will not come in. It will not creep in the mind. Because when a person giving, although publicly Allah is saying it is jaiz, permissible, but when a person is giving publicly, shaitan might come in, and a thought will occur in the mind of show off. The people will think of me, or if this show thought that people should praise me, then what will happen? Then there will be no reward. This will become riyah. This will become a show off, and upon showing off the ibadah to others, there is no reward on this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us both methods, secretly, openly. Both methods are sunnah. Also we can spend it at night, or we can spend it at daytime. No restriction. You can spend it secretly, you can spend it openly, you can spend it at night, you can spend it at daytime. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he spent his 40,000 dinar in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 10,000 at night, 10,000 at daytime, and he spent 10,000 openly, and he spent 10,000 secretly. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, He has it, He made it very easy for the ummah, for His slaves, that they can spend it at any time, at night, at daytime, secretly, openly. Anytime you can spend the wealth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the wealth, when you give a sadaqah, this sadaqah, this khairat, it can be wajib, it can be fard, it can be optional, it can be nafli. Give it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you wish to avoid the forthcoming calamities, then give sadaqah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you wish to avoid the illnesses, the diseases, then give the sadaqah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through the barakah of Allah, the sadaqah and the charity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save you from the coming calamities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save you from the illnesses. There's a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, treat your patients, your bimar, through the sadaqah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, they spend the wealth which we have given to them secretly, and or they spend it openly. And then the final quality of these people is mentioned, وَيَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. They repel evil with good. What does it mean? They repel evil with good, meaning if somebody does wrong to them, they forgive them. They forgive them. If they repel enmity with friendship. If somebody tries to become their enemy, they try to make friendship with them. Or there's another meaning, is that they repel sins by acting righteously. Meaning, there's a hadith of Prophet ﷺ in which he said to one of his companions, if you commit a sin, then let your sin be followed by a good deed. This good deed will write off your sin from your book of deeds. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. Allah is saying the good deeds, they write off your sins. from your book of deeds. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying the God-fearing, they never retaliate. If somebody does wrong to them, they never retaliate, they never take a revenge, but they forgive. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Ulaika lahum uqbad dar. They are the people, for them there is an ultimate abode, meaning akhirah, meaning paradise. And then Allah is saying that they have this ultimate, meaning the final abode, everlasting, Jannatu Adn. They will receive everlasting gardens in which they will live forever and ever. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the last thing Allah is saying, وَمَنْ صَلَحَ مِنْ آبَائِهِمْ وَأَزْوَاجِهِمْ. Because of these righteous people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant the high level in paradise to their fathers, to their wives, and to their children. Although they were not capable of having those high ranks in paradise, but due to the barakah and the blessings of these God-fearing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will join their fathers and their wives and their children with them. I've mentioned the hadith before, that one person will enter the paradise and he will look around and he will say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I cannot see my wife here, I cannot see my children here. Where are my children? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, they are in the paradise, but they are in the lower rank. He will say, oh Allah, in dunya I was doing good deeds, but I hope that through my good deeds I will benefit, and also my children will benefit, and my wife and my family will benefit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will order the angels to join his family with him in the high ranks. So, we should always remember, when we are doing a good deed, not only you are benefiting from the good deed, or your family, the coming generation will benefit from your good deeds. And when we are doing something bad, we always remember, a coming generation will suffer because of your sins. So we should always avoid sins, and we should always do good deeds. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, these people, when they will be in Jannah, the angels will emerge from all the gates of paradise, and they will be saying, Assalamu alaikum bima sabartum, because of your patience, because of your sabr. In dunya, you will have through hardship, and you remain patient because of your sabr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted you this high abode in paradise. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here, inshallah. After the dua, there will be a majlis zikr and the Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina